Yes, sir. Yes.
We got Scotty Hastings today, and you'll know a whole lot more about him when this is over than you do right now. So we're going to get right into it. But got a call last night from my old friend's wife, said, I hate to bother you. Well, Johnny Ray fell off the wagon. He's been gone all afternoon. Just kind of going down the list of people and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes, we have an artist coming in that's a veteran, and he goes, his name's Scotty Hastings. And I went, so last night, I'm let's see, wait a minute. Yeah, before I left home, I found 3 pairs of blue jeans behind the couch that I needed for this week.
Yeah.
And I had to stay later and wash another load of jeans.
Yeah. Wild.
And then I got in a freaking ice storm because of it and had to drive all the way to Nashville in that crazy crap. It was insane. So I got on the phone with an old buddy of mine. You know, you ever heard of Mark Colley?
Oh, God, yeah.
So Collie calls me up out of the blue. We grew up down there in the same area. And we're talking about all kinds of stuff. And he goes, hey, I got this guy. It's named Scotty Hastings, and I want you to meet him. And I said, I think I know who that is. I think I know who that is through Doug Johnson.
Yeah.
And he goes, yes, he's got a project to go and blah, blah. Well, I had heard your music way like 2-3 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
Some stuff that Doug was cutting.
Yeah.
And then Mark Colley, if he brought you up once, he brought you up 5 times in that conversation last night.
That's amazing.
And he said, for some reason, I just think you guys need to get together. He said, you should have him on your podcast. Yeah. I swear. So right before this happened, we're out there and he's going over that stuff. I call Mark Colley and I say, dude, you ain't gonna believe this. Look at the text message he sent me. It says, I told him, you're not gonna believe this. Scotty Hastings is on my podcast today. He wrote, awesome, God is great.
Yeah, and absolutely, fact, man. It's crazy. So and you know what's funny is me and Doug Johnson, I literally just saw him at Black River. He kind of cornered me and he's like, hey, me, you, and Mark Colley are getting a room. And I was like, all right.
Dude.
So we were just talking about him too.
That's
be amazing.
It is crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
But that will be a day you will remember.
Yeah.
The two of them and yourself. Colley's off the chain. We were on the phone last night and he'll do this like he's like a rapper. He'll throw out a line and then I'll throw the next line back at him. We'll go back and forth and we'll be at lunch doing that crap and go, we could have wrote a whole song while we were eating lunch. I love that. You know,
that's awesome.
It's cool stuff. And
that's amazing.
He has an incredible gift. But so tell us, if you would, I'd like to talk just a little bit because so mine and Mark's conversation, you spent quite a bit of time in Afghanistan?
I was there for 3 months, and then I was shot. I was shot 10 times.
Okay, that's what I was getting ready to. So tell us a little bit about all that.
Yeah, so we were in the Kandahar province of Afghanistan with the United States Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were on patrol April 21st, 2011, and I just walked up on a guy who had a rifle behind his back, and he was standing behind a wall, and he just started spraying. He was probably 10 to 12 feet from me, and he was just too close to miss, and he just kind of sprayed up my body, so I got five rounds through the shoulder, 4 in the hip, and then 1 in the thigh, and yeah, man, it was a rough day. I've had better days for sure.
He was probably 7.62 or something.
Yeah. It was a PKM actually. Yeah. It was the only reason I remember is because it had the round. I don't know if I can say this, but we used to call it a nut sack.
Sure.
That is attached to the bottom of it. It's instead of like the big ammo boxes, it's like a bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember seeing that, and I remember it all. I mean, I saw it all. I saw the guy's face, and you know, for the longest time, I struggle, and I still struggle. You know, I still have PTSD. I still have depression. I still have anxiety. And I was lucky enough to find after I got shot, I was lucky enough to go through Walter Reed, and then went through Walter Reed, and I found an adaptive sport in archery, and I absolutely fell in love with archery. And for
I'm right there with you, dude.
And it was amazing, because for those 7 seconds right before that arrow releases, nothing else in the world matters. It's just you, the target that you're looking at, and just the most perfect release you can imagine ever. And that's all that matters. So the PTSD, the depression, all that stuff would disappear for 7 seconds at a time during these competitions. And to the point of where I got recruited by the U.S. Paralympic program, and I traveled all over the country and shot for the U.S. And
so cool. And
it was amazing. And it was incredible. And the best part about it is most of the people who were on the Paralympic program were veterans. So not only was I getting that escape for 7 seconds at a time, but I was also getting that camaraderie again with fellow veterans.
Brotherhood, absolutely.
100%. And then COVID happened and the world shut down. And when the world shut down, everything got quiet. And when it's quiet is when the demons knock the loudest. And I was struggling, man. I was, the PTSD, the depression, all the demons that I deal with on a daily basis were creeping in. And I needed something. And I had a guitar in a corner of my room, and I was like, man, I'm going to learn how to play. I can learn anything on YouTube. I may have to change something, but I'm going to learn how to play this thing. I need something to dive into and to truly focus on.
Sure.
And guitar was it. And I jumped on YouTube and I started learning, and I started learning songs that I grew up listening to, and songs that I knew. And that was how I learned, because I knew that if it sounded off, I needed to fix it, because I knew what it was supposed to sound like. So I deep dove into that. And then from there, I was like, man, I still have all these feelings and these thoughts and all these things that I'm still dealing with, and I need to put them somewhere. So I jumped on YouTube again, and I started learning how to write songs. And I started learning how songs are structured, and how you go from a verse into a chorus, and then a bridge, and how a bridge even exists is still crazy to me. I don't know, but I started learning all that stuff, and then I was able to take these feelings and these thoughts, and I was able to put them into something. And I was able to put them on paper, and I was able to
also put them in perspective.
Yeah, 100%. And the craziest part is, like, I look back now, and those songs don't make any damn sense whatsoever. It was just like I needed to get it out, so I just like word vomited onto a piece of paper, and it was exactly what I needed when I needed it. And it was amazing. And then, slowly the world started opening up again. And I went to Cookeville, Tennessee, out at Red Silo Brewing Company out there. And they had an open mic night. And I was like, well, I'm going to go. I know these songs now that I've been learning, so I want to go play a song. Why not? Like, let's see what happens. Put my name on the list, and they called my name, and I played the first song I ever learned how to play, which was Should Have Been a Cowboy by Toby Keith. And in that moment, like, that escape that I had found in archery, it was there, but it was magnified 100 times.
I got you.
And in that moment, that's when being on stage became a sanctuary for me. And that's when I knew that this is what I needed to do forever, because for me, it was just the therapy of being there. And even more now that I have a band. So now when we're playing live band shows, not only am I in this therapeutic environment and I'm in my sanctuary, but I got the guys behind me again, right? I got that camaraderie again. I got my guys.
Absolutely.
And it's been
like
so
a recon
incredible.
Team.
Yeah, 100%, man.
There's nothing like it in the world.
It's incredible. Yeah. And now I'm amazingly blessed that I have a platform now where veterans and people who are struggling can look to me, and hopefully my music or my story helps them in some way, shape, or form. And it makes them want to find something like I was able to find music, and like I was able to find archery and stuff like that. And hopefully it's inspires them to see that you can do so much more, right? We're not defined by what happens to us. We're defined by what we do.
That's right.
And
how we come out the other side. Dude, we got a lot of parallels. Archery, first of all. And I'm working with my daughter right now to get her into it, and I think she's going to do well. I had a dream that I saw her qualifying for the Olympics.
I love that,
Who
man.
knows?
That's awesome.
But anyway, there's that. I'd rather shoot something. I'd rather hunt with my bow and shoot things with my bow than anything else 100%. I can think of.
It's so much more challenging.
Oh, yeah.
It just feels like you have to work harder for
primal.
it. Yeah. You have to work so much harder for it.
I'm sorry, but when you see the hole that I'm getting ready to knock in you with this thing, it is brutal, dude. But I want to say to you that, number one, we thank you for your service. We
Thank
thank
you.
you for
I
our
appreciate
freedom.
that. Thank
I
you.
spent lots of time in Afghanistan. I think I've been there 14 times.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
And I saw a lot of things, and I've got family members that come home from that place with a lot of baggage to deal with.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you. We want to paint you as a hero in this black room that we're sitting in, because that's exactly what you are.
Well, thank you.
And it doesn't matter what you come home with; it's how you deal with it, dude. And you've found several ways to adapt and make this happen. Doug Johnson absolutely loves you guys.
Oh, I love that guy.
He's a wonderful human being,
100%.
man. And to have you here today is truly a blessing. Even though I feel like Prophet Mark Colley told me it was going to happen last night. That's the weirdest thing ever, dude.
That's crazy. That's so
just
crazy.
Bizarre.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so we'll do this. These today are all like snippets.
Yeah, it's called Pro Beer. Yeah, you know, it's funny. So, yeah, right. So it's funny with the first EP that we released. It was very serious, very like I wanted people to see my heart and my soul. Like with my music, I want to help people, and the only way to do that is for me to open my chest and let everyone see my heart. And so we did very serious, very, very real songs. Like I have a song called "How Do You Choose" that's about my survivor's guilt and my best friend being killed in Afghanistan. And there's just songs that are about like the struggles that I face, and hopefully if people are doing the same thing, they can take something from it. But with that, we didn't have any songs to show like my fun, goofy side. And so Pro Beer came to me and they were like, dude, and I fell in love with this song. And I was like, dude, this song is amazing. Like it's so much fun, and it's exactly what we need to show people that I'm more than just this serious, like sad dude all the time.
You'll go through that cycle again.
Oh,
I mean, I've done that 20 times in my career, so don't let it scare
100%.
you.
And you know, and I wanted to not only show people the fun side of me, but I wanted a song that is like a fun song that brings people together to just have a good time. And that song is that, and it's amazing.
And this thing's doing well. You get a lot of eyes on.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I've seen the podcast before.
Oh, cool.
I've wanted to be on the podcast. So it's really
you can
cool.
come sometime, and like what we're talking about, over to the studio in Paris. It's only a couple hours away.
Yeah.
And we'll shoot one there. And we've had lots of veterans already.
Yeah.
We could probably do a series of those.
Yeah.
And I love what you say, and I know that you mean it. I can see that in your eyes, but I love what you say when you say, I just want to help people.
100%.
Honest to God, if you keep that attitude and you truly mean that, you will do well. I promise you.
Thank you.
You will.
Yeah, I've from the very beginning with Black River and Doug and Gordon, we had a meeting and we were talking about, you know, signing a record deal and stuff. And I was like, man, I don't care about money. I don't care about being famous. I just want someone to hear my music and for that to help them in some way, shape, or form.
Man,
that's all I care about, man. At the end of the day, life's too short, man. And I want to try to leave this place knowing that I did something for somebody to help them.
That it's just a little bit better for what you've done. I feel exactly the same way, dude. And I've said this in a million interviews. That I write, they said, well, your songs have substance. I said, I hope they do. I want each one of those songs to speak to someone in a specific way. And so I try to write that song with that substance that will, maybe someone hears it and they go, ooh, I don't have to go down that road.
Yeah.
That. And then I've helped to someone,
100%.
you know? So that's, I love it.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of our responsibility as artists, you know?
Absolutely.
To just try to help. I mean, we have platforms where we can actually do some good. And
yes, sir.
And I think it's what we need to do.
You're on the right path, bud. You're going to do well, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Sir.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Sounds Like Life is a Rivertown Media production. Hosted by Darryl Worley, produced and edited by Mike Murphy, talent manager Julianne Drennan, executive producers Paul and Ashley Perry.